I didn't realize just how crazy this Brendan Sorsby situation is. So if you don't know, on April 27th, the NCAA would make it public that they were launching an investigation on Brendan Sorsby, Texas Tech transfer. And yeah, they'd be launching an investigation for like gambling activity. And followed up by that same day, Brendan Sorsby made it public that he'd be checking into rehab for gambling. So if somebody's checking into rehab followed up by news like that breaking, it's massive. And if you also don't know, he just barely, so he transferred over from Cincinnati, right? And he got an NIL deal for like, it's like four or 5 million off of what I've looked. Like they gave him a chunk of change to go over there. And my initial thought, right when I seen this, I'm like, damn, bro, like I would hope that he wasn't using this possible NIL money.
Yo, you're not subscribed? Come on, man. Why you not subscribed? Be sure to drop a like on this video as well while you're at it. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. Drop any topic of discussion, any question in there. We can make a video on it. Even if you have a player, we can do some film review on them as well. All right, now let's get back to the video.
To be, you know, doing all this shit and gambling, I'm who knows, we have no idea, but I'm like, maybe he hasn't got that money yet. I'm hoping that he's not deep into this shit, you know what I mean? Nobody knows, but the more you dig into it, it's actually pretty wild, dude. It is pretty wild. So I looked up kind of just some things of like people saying like how much was he gambling, like how bad was it, you know? And it says here, right here, Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby has placed more than 10,000 sports betting wagers since 2022. And they're saying like basically he was averaging as many as 20 bets per day. Like holy shit, that is a straight wrapped up in that shit. And when it comes to gambling, bro, it doesn't take a lot for people to get pretty wrapped up in that. So I'm glad once the news broke that he like instantly placed himself into like, you know, into a rehab. And I hope that something comes of this, because like I'm seeing a lot of things. Some people are like, okay, well, hopefully he can get his eligibility. If he can't get his eligibility, maybe he can go into the NFL supplemental draft. And it's like, would the NFL take him? Would they take him? I mean, we've seen NFL players in the league. Now, this is in the league. It's not players out of the league, so I could see where it kind of differentiates a little bit, right? So, like, we've seen NFL players get in trouble for gambling. We've seen other, you know, pro coaches and stuff get in trouble for gambling in the NBA. But, you know, how is the NFL going to approach this? Because I feel like they need to approach this some type of way. Because if they just, I feel like them just, like, accepting him into the supplemental draft and then some team just taking him, I feel like there's a lot of people that really get talking, right? Like we already see the NFL kind of contradict themselves at time with certain things. But with this, I'm like, damn. Because it's like, I really like Brendan Sorsby. I think he could be pretty good, dude. I really do. And I was excited to see him on Texas Tech, but like the fan in me, I want him to get right. I want him to get over this addiction, right? Because like, dude, 20 bets per day, like holy shit. Holy shit. I feel like lots of people would be like, damn, you know, get yourself into trouble doing that type of shit. But I want to see him in the league one day. I do. And whether that be him playing with Texas Tech, I would guess that, I'm just making a guess. I mean, they're going to do an investigation. We'll see if he gets his eligibility. But I'm thinking that the NCAA is not going to give him that eligibility. But I could be wrong. Maybe they'll do it. But I'm thinking that he'll probably go into the supplemental NFL draft. Just me guessing. So Adam Schefter, he tweeted today, and he said Texas Tech QB. Quote, Texas Tech QB Brendan Sorsby, who is under NCAA investigation for making bets via a gambling app, has retained noted lawyer Jeffrey Kessler to try to regain his college eligibility. Sources tell me and at Pete Thamel. I'm like, okay, so he's actively trying to, like, you know, he wants to play this year. And then Adam Schefter quoted himself on a tweet, and he said, quote, if a player loses his eligibility, he would be eligible to apply to the NFL supplemental draft. The league then would review his application and the underlying circumstances of why he is applying. The league says there is no deadline set for the supplemental draft, quote. And I'm like, interesting. Because this guy legitimately, like, there are certain QB needy teams in the NFL that could have a guy like this on their squad, and he legit could start. Like, you look at the Jets right now, I can see him starting for the Jets. You look at Malik down in Miami, I really like Malik, but a guy like Sorsby down there, yeah, I think he could compete with him in a QB competition. There's a couple other teams, but this scenario is pretty interesting. But I don't know, man. All these gambling websites, all these pro leagues that are like making gambling a thing. This is a result of this, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here even harp on this dude. I just think it's crazy. But I do think that gambling and the way they advertise it and the way they push it everywhere, and a young guy like this having money and shit like that, hey man, I put myself in his shoes. I have all that money. You tell me I'm not doing some crazy shit. You know, tell me I'm not placing some bets. So I don't know. I hope he can get right. But I want to see him play because I think there is some mad potential with quarterback Brandon Sorsby. Whether that be in the supplemental draft, whether that be him getting eligible for this upcoming NCAA season with Texas Tech, I just want to watch him play. But before that, I want to see him get right because you got to get this right, man. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, man, I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments what you guys have thought about this whole situation. It's just, I didn't really dive into it until this Saturday. Like, I've just been seeing things, but the more I've dived into it, I'm like, it's kind of a weird spot. It's a weird spot for college football with all the NIL shit going on, and it's a weird spot for the NFL and with the way there's just so much betting pushed everywhere, but yet they don't like their players in the league to be involved, right? There's a lot of weird shit that can go on. We all know that. Hell, there's so many people that scream rigged all the time. I don't buy it, but there's a lot of people that do. Hey, that's your opinion. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy. All we do is talk football. Love and appreciate you guys, and I'm outie. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.